And welcome back, guys. Welcome back. My name is Adams, and you're watching Chill O'Clock, where faith meets fun. Yeah, Chill O'Clock is a faith-based channel where we talk about everything Christ-like, everything that deals with you and me as youths. In Chill O'Clock, we try and discuss on how issues that you're facing, issues that I'm facing, and how we can both solve them together. And we just want you to sit back, enjoy, because Chill O'Clock is where faith meets fun, as always. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting topic that we have for you today. So stay tuned to Chill O'Clock. Yeah? See you guys soon.
He fights for me. I hold my peace. He fights for me. I hold my peace. See, he fights for me. I hold my peace. I hold my head up high. I hold my head up high. Oh, he fights for me. Hey. I hold my peace. He fights for me. Oh. He fights for me. Hey.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome to Chill O'Clock. And today I'm here with you. My name is Adams. Yeah. And today we have a very, very interesting topic for you today. The topic is social justice. Fight like Jesus did. All right. So first off, let's break this down. Let's have this in sections and we'll discuss deeply on this topic. So first off, what is social justice? What is my definition of social justice? What's your definition? But I believe what social justice is is somebody who fights for what is right in society. You're fighting for the justice of those around you. You're fighting for the justice of the individuals that you see on a daily basis. So social justice, how do we say that? Oh, okay, like the topic says, fight like Christ did. So are we saying that Christ fought people, Christ did all of that? Yes, he did. Not with the sword, not with battle armor or anything, but he fought when in places you wouldn't expect. He fought for people you wouldn't expect he fought for. He fought for the oppressed. He fought for the weak. He fought for those who couldn't fight for themselves, the fatherless, the motherless, the widows, the lepers, and all of those individuals that people would turn a blind eye to. So now in today's topic, I want us as youth to try and embrace that, to try and understand that, to try and develop that type of fighting nature for what is right and for those who are weak. So let's get into it today. So just from the biblical sense. From the biblical sense, let's look at it as God, our Creator, and Jesus, our Father. We see that they have always fought for us when we were weak. They have always fought for us when we're strong. In any times, we know that Christ is always there to fight for us. So how do you think that in that sense, you have somebody big backing you up, you have somebody big comforting you, somebody fighting your battles for you, being the one that is going to stand in between all of those tribulations? Because we know that when Jesus was on earth, he stood in for people that couldn't fight for themselves. He stood in for those that couldn't help themselves, lepers, and although he in himself came up and stood. So social justice in the sense is when we as individuals have to stand up, when we have to look at it as there's certain injustice in this world. As a Christian, what are the ways that I can go forward? What are the ways that I can push on? So in today's topic, we're going to see how through through the way in which Christ did it, we can also do it. So let's look at it again. Let's look at the book of Psalms chapter 82 verse 3 to 4. I won't read the whole thing, but it says, defend the weak, uphold the cause of the poor and oppressed. So we're defending the weak. Yes, there are also strong people out there and there are all of that, but if we're defending the weak, it's people that they can't fight for themselves. They don't have this opportunity to stand up for themselves. So God is blatantly telling us that fight for those who are weak. Don't look down on them, because I've seen nowadays we all have this mindset of, this person is lower, I cannot mingle with them, I cannot help this person. You only want to help people on your level, which doesn't make sense, because there are those who are lesser, there are those who are struggling and trying to build up that actually need more assistance. They actually need more help because they're being oppressed by society in different ways that they are fighting. So yes, let's get back to how to fight for justice. How do we fight for justice? So we can see, let's follow through the steps of Christ. We're going to follow through the steps of Christ to understand how to fight for justice and what are the ways to go about it whenever we meet obstacles. First point, how did Jesus and how did Christ fight for justice? How did he fight the oppressors? He, like I said in the beginning, he didn't fight with a sword, he didn't fight with armor, he didn't fight with any breastplate, but he fought with truth, he fought with compassion, with courage, and with just seeing the satisfaction of others being helped, seeing the satisfaction of, this person is now happy and now I can be happy just because others are happy. So he stood with the marginalized, he stood with those that were the less, the backbones, and those that people don't really consider within society. How much do you do? Like, what about you yourself? Do you associate yourselves with those that are less privileged, those that are less chanced in society? Like, how many times do we actually go out? Yes, there's times where we have to go out and preach the gospel, but when out of your daily time do you actually think about those that are less fortunate? You have excess. Anything that is more than normal is excess. That's what I believe. So with the excess that you have, how much are you doing to help those around you, help those in need? So be like Christ. Try and stand with those that are actually in need, not those that are faking it, not those that just want to act as if, oh, please help me, when in actuality they can actually fend for themselves. They're actually those people who are actually going through a lot. So stand with the marginalized and try and see how you can push with them. All right, so the scripture with that one, let's look at Luke chapter 4, verse 18. Jesus declared his mission: good news to the poor and freedom to the oppressed. This is a summarized version of it all, right? So, good news to the poor. How do we look at that? How do you want to look at that? Because we're talking about people who are not able to pay tithe, people who are not able to, they cannot feed for themselves. He brought good news to them. People who have nothing would hardly ever want to hear the gospel, would hardly ever want to hear what you want to preach. But regardless of all of that, Jesus still stood firm and was like, look, this is the good news. God is here. I am here to set you free from whatever you're feeling. You might be poor in spirit, you might be poor financially. Christ was there to stand in for that. So as you as a Christian that wants to stand in for that gap, you want to actually help your society, you want to fight for the justice, you want to fight for the rights of individuals within society, stand with those who are poor, stand with those who are not able to stand in for themselves, all those who are oppressed, like the scripture said, freedom for the oppressed. Those in countries that are all oppressed, that are all fighting one or two other wars, you'd see that, these are people that would huge, even if it's just my voice that I want to use to fight for them, even if it's through carrying my camera, recording something, speak out. Don't be a lukewarm Christian who doesn't want to, when you see something wrong, you just sit back and no, that is actually adding to the problem. That is actually adding to the issues in society. You'd see something bad and your first thought is, let me not say something before, or they come and use it against me, or they want to come and fight me back. Take the fight. God is standing behind you. If you want to fight on something, fight with it with your full chest. Fight with it with the notion that, God is my backing. I don't need to worry about anything. Those people that I want to fight for, God can see my handwork that, yes, I am fighting for the oppressed. I am fighting for those who is weak, and he will stand by me. So, he confronted. So, what we see nowadays, when we see politicians stealing money, we see them using their power. There was an incident that happened recently when a politician had tried to abuse his power. If the full story comes out, when the politician tried to abuse his power to overstep in a certain situation, if not for the young man that pushed back and said that, no, you cannot push me, you need to understand that you need to fight against most of these oppressions. You need to fight against most of these situations. Let's look at the scriptures and see what it says. So Matthew chapter 23 says, Jesus confronted leaders who till heavy burdens on others. So we're looking at oppressors, people who would put hard labor on individuals that are doing their best. We can look at the Israelites when they were still captive in Egypt. We saw that, they were putting in all this work, but they were treated like slaves. They were treated so poorly. In your own land, you are seeing people that are supposed to be fighting for you. You're seeing them oppress younger individuals. You're seeing them oppress, and you're just standing by and not doing anything. What more does it say of you as a Christian that you see wrong being done and you let it go on? I think we should all, in our sense, fight on the sense of let's let Christ prevail. Let's see that, this is what is wrong, and this shouldn't be happening. You as a Christian shouldn't allow this happen. So please, let's take that into consideration. All right. So he elevated humanity. How did he elevate humanity? He saw in himself that this is how humanity is. Humanity is evil. Humanity is cruel. But no, this is not how it should be. He shifted it from how it is to how it should be. He shifted it to the sense that us as Christ individuals, us that want to be Christ-like, us Christians, we need to step onto a different plane. We need to step onto a different level. You're now fighting with individuals. You want to fight equally yoked. When somebody's insulting you, you want to insult them back. All just because you're fighting against injustice. No, if you're fighting against injustice, fight it the way Christ did, with humility, with truth, and with the Spirit of God within you. Go onto the battlefield with a full breastplate of armor there, and you look at anybody doing wrong and it's like, no, the God that I serve stands before me and stands before you, judging you for these evil acts that you're doing. You cannot come to church and then be acting all holy. You cannot go to the office, you see something evil happening and you just stand by. Yes, you don't have to say, oh, okay, yeah, because I'm a Christian and all of that. You stand in just because you know what is right. You know how Christ would have done it, and you yourself know what you should be doing. So be Christ-like and try and understand that these are things that we should all fight against. All right, so we'll go on a short break. And yes, I am getting very worked up here because this is something I really truly believe in, that all Christians should fight like Christ did, through humility, through truth, through compassion, and through sacrifice. So let's take a short break and we'll come back after we get a few of your questions. So send in your questions on social media. Please, we'll be watching. Stay tuned. This is Chill O'Clock.
Raise your voice and shout, come on.
I go narrow, the things say I don't know. Every me more, now they move me, they lead me, they go. On God, mine is made up. Of course, no going back. Non-stop, on 240. Then she gone, hold on me to root. I'm steady revving, mounted throttle. Got eyes on the prize. Papanda, any police snatching from his hand. If I just know why we talk back to me too. That's why I follow.
Decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus.
I can never come back. It's already too late. It won't make sense. Where am I going to? It's already too late. I've already come too far. It's already too late. We won the war. We will spend the billions.
We'll spend the billions.
We will spend for Jesus.
We'll spend for Jesus.
We will shift the culture.
We'll shift the culture.
We will heal the sick.
We will heal the sick.
We will raise the dead.
We will raise the dead.
Transform the nation.
Transform the nation.
See, we hear well done.
We will hear well done.
We will fund the war.
We will fund the war.
We will spend the billions.
We'll spend the billions.
We will spend for Jesus.
We'll spend for Jesus.
See, we shift the culture. We will heal the sick. We will raise the dead. Transform the nation. See, we hear well done.
Decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow
Alright guys, welcome back to Chill O'Clock, where faith meets fun. Chill O'Clock has honestly been a place where we've just been chilling, we're discussing serious issues, and today we spoke about social justice. Social justice in the sense of us as Christians, how can we fight like Christ did? So, as we went on a short break, I asked you guys to send over some questions, and we got one question. So the question is, what role do religious institutions play in promoting social justice? They play one of the biggest roles, is what I believe. They play one of the most serious roles in the essence of, they are the ones, from everything I've said earlier, they are the ones who are supposed to bring people in. They're the ones who are supposed to stand in for individuals that cannot fight for themselves. When you see the poor on the streets, we believe religious institutions are supposed to come in as that barrier from the government, where the government is lacking in the aspects of fighting for people's rights, fighting for the right things that should be done. Because I would beg to say, the ending of this discussion, I would want to talk about how can somebody fight like Christ did. I would say number one is show mercy. Show mercy in all ways. The church wants to show mercy by letting everybody in. You as an individual, how do you show mercy? If somebody does something bad to you, what is your first reaction? If somebody does you ill, what is your first motive? Like, how do you want to address certain issues? You want to show mercy to those who are around you, or only your friends you want to show mercy to? You need to show mercy in all aspects, because Christ showed mercy to those that were deemed unholy to touch, unholy to speak to, people he shouldn't even mingle around. He showed mercy to them. So what of you? All right. So the second point I want to get on before I forget it is be compassionate. Be compassionate and understand that what you're going through and what somebody else is going through are two different aspects, are two different things. Because as what's paining you on your left leg is paining somebody else on their right. So if you want to switch shoes and then try and solve it out, but showing compassion really does help. It really does go a long way. All right. And then another thing that I want to point out is also being able to speak for those that are lesser and those that are, I wouldn't say lesser, but then those that you see are your immediate youngers. Let's say my younger brother now, or your sister, or maybe like somebody that you see that is easily influenced by the world. Show them that there are certain things that life will show them, but lead them down the right path. Because at the end of the day, when you want to fight against all of these things, it has to come from the house. It has to come from home and all of these things. Ensure that, yes, so I am fighting all of these things. Like the music video that we played, that we even just showed up now, it's telling you that you have the strength within you. It's telling you that he fights for you. So if he is fighting for you, ensure that those people around you are able to understand that, yes, so this person is not just fighting for me. Christ is fighting for him too, so he can fight for me too. So as we protect the vulnerable, as we doing all of that, let's also look at encourage peace in dialogue. When speaking, how many times do we always instigate fights? How many times do we always add fuel to conflict? We shouldn't go online and be like, oh, okay, this person did this. Yes, all these type of people should be persecuted and all of that. Look, if you're a feminist, why are you not actually fighting the proper fight? Why are you going and stabbing every man that you see that, oh, okay, this man he's terrible because he's a man? I don't really understand that. I don't really understand how a Christian who I would justify that, yes, Christ was a feminist in his actions, in his way of understanding that, yes, the women that were disciples, the women that followed him, they had such important roles to play. You, as somebody that wants to fight social justice battles, you come here and just redirect it in the wrong way. So however you approach conversations, however you approach discussions, ensure that you do it with peace, ensure that you do it with a sound mind, and you're able to have proper dialogue. And I just mentioned something that actually would start a fight. It's when we're talking about feminists, when we're talking about activists, when we're talking about people that want to make a difference, it is needed. It is so much needed. But ensure that you're going around it the right way. If you're an activist, ensure that you're not throwing arrows at the wrong people. Ensure that you're not spitting out the wrong information. If you're a feminist, ensure that your motive is right. Speak to men. If you're a feminist, I believe you should be speaking to men in the sense that, Oh, okay, you want to understand where the root cause of these issues are, why women are being treated like this. Yes, women will explain what they're going through, but those who are oppressing them will better explain these actions, will better explain all of this. So you as the feminist, you would be able to stand up and be like, oh, okay, what you're doing is affecting people in these ways. You've explained it to me, but this is how it's affecting people. So both parties can see their wrongdoings. So you as a Christian, I beg to ask you this question. How far have you gone to fight for those who are less privileged? How far have you gone to fight for the majority? How far have you gone, the marginalized, sorry. How far have you gone to fight for the weak, the poor, those who are unable to do that for themselves? As a Christian myself, I believe I want to do more. As you yourself, I believe you should want to do more. So take the time to actually look at your surroundings, look at those around you. What can you do as a pastor, as a pastor's kid, as a congregation, as a worker in church? What are those steps you can take on to fight like Christ did? Take that bold step, not with a gun, not with a sword, nothing. With your word, with the truth, with the Bible, and with what Christ has put in you. So, as we're coming to the end of the show, I just want to tell you that Christ is with you in all battles you fight. Christ is with you no matter where you go. So, fight the right fight, and we'll always be there with you. This has been an amazing episode. Can't even believe that that we're all here again. We thank Christ for everything that we'll continue to do. So this has been Chill O'Clock. I have been Adams. I hope I'll see you again next time. Yeah, I hope I see you again next time. So enjoy your day and have a wonderful day. Bye.
This is for the light carriers all over the world. Let's go.
It's light like that. It's for the world. It's for the nations. Oh, I'll shine my light.
This light.
It's light like that. It's for the world. It's for the nations. Oh, I'll shine
Where's your
my
light? This light I carry.
It's light like that. It's for the world. It's for the nations. Oh, I'll shine my light.
This light I carry.
It's light like that. It's for the world. It's for the nations. Oh, I'll shine my light.
I will shine so bright.
I will shine so bright for the world to see. They will glorify my Father.
I will shine for Jesus.
I will shine for Jesus.
Every day I live.
I am light.
Break it down now.
I am light.
This light I carry.
Light I carry. It's for the world.
It's for the nation.
For the nations. Oh, I'll shine my light.
This light I carry.
It's for the world. It's for the nations.
Let's go. Say, all the light carriers where you do? Hey, shine your light where you do? Let's go. Hey, all the light carriers where you do? Ah, yeah. Shine your light where you do? Let's go. I will shine so bright.
I will shine so bright
For the world to see.
for the world to see.
They will glorify.
My Father.
I will shine for Jesus.
Shine for Jesus.
Every day I live.
I am light.
One more time, say.
I am light.
I will shine so bright.
So bright
For the
for
world,
the world to see.
they will glorify.
My
I
Father.
will shine for Jesus.
Shine for Jesus.
Every day I live, I am light. Break it down, say. This light I carry.
It's for the world. It's for the nations. Oh, I'll shine my light.
This light I carry.
Light I carry. It's for the world. It's for the nations. Oh, I'll shine my
Let's go. Say, all the light carriers where you do? Say your light where you do? Let's go. Ah, yeah. All the light carriers where you do? Hey. Say your light where you do? Let's go. Let's go. All the light carriers where you do? Ah, yeah. Say your light where you do? Let's go. Hey. All the light carriers light I carry, I will let it shine. This light I carry, I will shine so bright. This light I carry, I will let it shine. This light I carry, I will shine so bright.